Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to my thoughts and impressions on Spider-Man 2. Now, this is currently my game of the year. I will admit that, but it does have some issues. I'm going to try to break this video up to where I'm able to, give both sides of my, opinion, the positive one and the negative. First, let's start off with the negative, though. I did not like the fact that you played as Mary Jane for as long as you did in this game. I believe you play as her about 3 or 4 times in the story mode, and the sections are fairly long. I felt like that should have been cut. I also didn't think it was necessary to play as Haley. I think this game had too many playable characters. They really should have just drew the line at three: Miles, Peter, and Venom. That's it. Everyone else should have been cut. And I mean, I also had a lot of issues with glitches. I'm gonna just put a glitch comp in here and show you guys everything that I dealt with. Now, this is from the first week, and I believe the newest patch I had was the second one. As of right now, we're on patch 4 or 5. So most of these bugs are gone, but still, this was my week one experience, day one experience. So I felt like it was worth documenting and talking about.
Let's see how they like this.
What did you want?
Revenge. Norman Osborn's the reason my parents are dead. So I dedicated my life to making his hell. Instead, you lost your father. Peter lost me. I was too stubborn to see I had become what I despised most. I'm sorry, Miles.
I think I'll go see if that claw machine is still finessable like old times. You two coming?
We'll catch up in a sec.
Glad he's doing what he loves.
Killing it at the claw machine?
Come on, man! Furnace button's over here!
Set up triage.
On it, Chief.
One of my biggest criticisms against this game is Mary Jane has far too much playtime. I feel like literally everything that she does in this game can be regulated down to cutscenes, and they could have taken that time and money and invested in actually fixing all the issues that I encountered day one, week one. Or they could have put the money into more playtime as Venom. I feel like the fans would have been happy with either one of those. But instead, we got like 3 or 4 segments of Mary Jane and 1 segment of Haley. I don't know what the hell they're thinking over there at Insomniac, but this is probably one of my biggest issues with the game. I was also disappointed with how they balanced the side content. Now, you have missions you can do as Peter, and you have missions you can do as Miles, and then you have missions you can do as both Spider-Man. Most of the missions you can do as both Spider-Man are what we've come to expect from this series when it comes to side content. The missions you can do as each Spider-Man exclusively is a step up. With that being said, though, Peters is way better than Miles. I mean, they have Miles just doing, very mundane, simple, boring tasks, while they have Peter actually doing fun stuff like trying to stop Carnage before he becomes Carnage. They have him teaming up with Wraith, basically fighting against the cult. It's just a lot better than what we get with Miles here. And I mean, for example, the Brooklyn Visions missions are some of the worst missions I've ever played through in any Spider-Man game ever. You help ask a kid to prom, you help kids with their high school project. It's just a gross misuse of Miles' powers, and it honestly feels like a waste of his time. I can tell that the writers had no idea what to do with Miles in the beginning of the game. I was disappointed with Mysterio missions too. I expected to fight Mysterio somewhere within New York. That's not the case. You only fight Mysterio inside of his hologram or, simulation. You don't fight him out in the real world. It's all a simulation. Which makes this even worse is once you beat the entire storyline and basically all you do is finish the challenges, because it's not really side missions. It's just challenges with cutscenes. Once you do all the challenges with cutscenes, you get one final mission to where you fight Mysterio. And what do? You find out it's not even Mysterio. It's his two employees that basically framed him. And it to me, it just took a lot of wind out of the sails. It makes me feel like Miles didn't really get a chance to do much important outside of the main story. Aside from that, I feel like everything else is phenomenal. The graphics look absolutely amazing. This is easily one of the best looking games I've ever played, hands down. On top of that too, I feel like they've drastically improved the web slinging and the combat. Now the combat is personally my favorite. That's where the series has hit a sweet spot for me. I love the addition of the parry button. I also love the addition of the new animations they added, and like the ability to traverse over obstacles while you're fighting and to just bound off them and attack off them. Absolutely beautiful. Now I know you could do some of this in the first Spider-Man, but they've improved it and added new animations. I also really like how they balance both of the Spider-Men. I went into this thinking that one of them was going to be stronger than the other. I thought Miles was going to be stronger till Peter got the symbiote, then I thought Peter was going to be stronger. But I generally felt like they were both overpowered. And I mean, honestly, that's a compliment. I just enjoyed how strong both characters were. No one really felt weaker than the other. They both had their own strengths and weaknesses. I think Insomniac did a masterful job balancing the two. As far as the story goes, I feel like they did an amazing job. The only thing I would have changed is I would have had Peter have the symbiote longer, and I think they should have done a better job in, like, managing Miles' time and just like working him into the story. Because I feel like there was a point in the game to where Miles is just doing small time stuff, and it's like they didn't know how to work him into the main story. It took a while. Like, honestly, I felt like as soon as Harry lost, the symbiote, and Peter got it, I felt like Miles should have been tagged in there, but it's like, obviously that's not how the story progressed. On top of that too, I did not like the change of Mary Jane's face. I don't like self-inserts anywhere, but I mean, let's be honest, it's a visual downgrade. She is considerably less attractive than the old, model, the old Mary Jane model. On top of that too, it's like I was playing this with, like I said, non-gamers, and they honestly asked the question, like, why is Peter dating like a woman in like her late 30s? Because he's supposed to be 20. He looks like he's 20. She looks like, a woman in her mid to late 30s. And that's kind of being, saying mid is kind of being generous. Aside from that, I didn't have any other issues with this game. I know some people are disappointed by the late game content, but I mean, this is pretty much standard fare for the other two games. After you clear out the game, there's nothing to do but web swing and, fight crime. That's it. I wasn't expecting anything else. They do have the challenges up also, so you can still go back and do the challenges like you could in the past games, but it is what it is. That's the in-game content for Spider-Man. I'm curious to see what they're going to do for DLC. Obviously, it's going to be day one. I can't wait to play. Like I said, this has probably been the most fun I've had. And not even probably. This is the most fun I've had with a game all year. Truthfully told, this is the most fun I've had with the game in I want to say like the past maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you agree. Like, comment, subscribe. Dislike if you don't like it. I'll see y'all back on the next video. Peace.